tame me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. It feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now, roll like thunder, gonna shake the ground. Can't stop me now, I don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be contained. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now, watch me now.
Hello, Mountaineers. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfwood, and this is the WolfMan's Call for the Virginia Tech Hokies Breakdown. Brought to you by Parmar Stores. Because if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. And Artisan Grange Company. Switch to hemp, just the dip. Do it the AGC way. Artisan Grange Company Hemp. And the Tap House in Morgantown. Find spirits, find food, and all the TVs you need to watch your favorite team. Mountaineer Tap House. Okay, Virginia Tech Hokies. Here we go. Boy, am I ready for this. I'm so ready that I was even tweeting out on Monday, yesterday, tweeting out that the Mountaineers are going to have to be prepared. Going to have to be a gridiron warrior, going to have to embrace the violence of the football game, the violence between those white lines, all within the rules. But you're going to go to Blacksburg for the Black Diamond Trophy. This is why one becomes a Mountaineer in the first place. You realize it after you're a Mountaineer. The Hokies, Virginia Tech, the Pitt Panthers, doesn't matter. Dislike them both. But thank God he made me a Mountaineer so that I would have a bad, I mean a bad disposition, a bad disposition for the Virginia Tech Hokies. The fancy pants. You know what they're doing? They're down there right now in September, and they're wearing their turtlenecks. They're wearing their sweaters. September. Because they're fancy pants. Because when the Mountaineers went to the Big East, we brought them into the Big East, and then they went and jumped ship to the ACC because they thought they were better. They didn't want to come back to Morgantown because Morgantown was too rough. Don't want to go to Morgantown. Too rough. Well, that's because in Morgantown, the Hokies usually got their cans kicked. Yep. I don't like the Virginia Tech Hokies. But here's what I can offer. Being a former player that has played at Virginia Tech, played in Blacksburg, seen that crowd, seen them all. A coach who has coached at Virginia Tech there in Blacksburg. That I could offer a real life experience that they don't like the Mountaineers. Just as much as we don't like them, they don't like us. It makes it a fun rivalry. It makes it a great college atmosphere. Even the fancy pants know how to make it a hornet's nest. That's why the Mountaineers, clad in warrior gridiron fashion, have a bad disposition to any Virginia Tech Hokie in those white lines. I said in my tweet, The battle cry has risen. The standard has been set. Let's go, young brothers. Let's go, Mountaineers. I'm not into this. I'm not into wussification of football. I'll go by the rules. I'll go by it. But I'll tell you what, I want some nasty within those rules, because you can get nasty within the rules of the game of football. And when you're playing the Hokies, that's what it's about. This is not an ordinary, everyday football game. It is not. And I don't care. If you're a Mountaineer and you don't feel the passion and the pride of going down there to defend the WV, if you're a Mountaineer and a player and you're wearing that WV on the side and you're just not totally angry and ticked off for no other reason than you're playing the Virginia Tech Hokies, a bad disposition. Now, with that being said, the Virginia Tech Hokies are a solid football team. We don't talk about Old Dominion. Everybody screws up. First-year head coach, Brent Pry, it's not surprising that they would lose a game. They're just starting to catch their mojo. And we're going to break it down today, and I'm going to show you the special teams, the offense, and the defense. We're going to break them down. I'm going to tell you how the Mountaineers are going to beat the Hokies. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Because when you go down to Blacksburg, when you go to play those Hokies, you really got to play a great game. And this is a great, great game for this West Virginia football team to make a statement. This is a great, great game for Neil Brown and his coaching staff to make a statement. A statement game. What is a statement game? A statement game is telling the world, yeah, we are the Mountaineers, and yeah, we are better than our 1-2 record. This is a rivalry game. We understand that. Already lost one this year, not going to lose two. Failure right now, heading down to Blacksburg, is not an option. This is a statement game. You look at it on defense, you have to swarm to the ball. You have to create turnovers. You have to make that offense get off the field and punt. On offense, you have to execute. You have to be on the same page. JT Daniels needs to lead this offense. Zach Frazier needs to lead this offense. BFW, Bryce Ford Wheaton, Tony Mathis, the older guys, James Gmitter. Y'all have to lead this offense to be on the same page. There are no more excuses. This is Hokie land. This is the Virginia Tech Hokies. There's no more excuses to be made. Failure is not an option. But Virginia Tech, let's start off. Break down special teams first. So special teams, they got a kicker who's 5 for 5. He's 4 from 4 from 40 yards and out. He's downtown, man. He's downtown. Not going to say Brown. He's downtown in Blacksburg. You have an offense with Grant Wells, who what they want to do is they want to run the ball. And then he wants to make timely throws and use a little bit of some misdirection and using his legs to extend plays or, say, quarterback draws. Use his legs to run. They have running back by committee. They have some excellent running backs. Now, here's the good news about that. In the run game, the Hokies are not there where they want to be yet. They are not there. They were averaging 3 yards per rush. They were averaging 226 yards per game throwing the ball. So when you run the ball, and the average has been, they've run for like 120 times in 3 games. So you're making the math. You do it. 3 games, that's 40 rushes per game. They want to run the ball. And when you're only running 3 yards, that's not significant. That's not what they're after. And that really plays into what the Mountaineers are on defensively, into that defensive line, into that linebackers, that box. You want to go, they want to go 2 tight ends. They want to go 12 personnel. 1 back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. They love that personnel grouping. Love it. They'll do others. They'll go 11. They'll sometimes go out there and get the 10 personnel, depending on the situation. But where they want to be is 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. And what's amazing is that the tight ends in the passing game are receiving 50% of the receptions to the other 3 starting wide receivers. Say, what? 22 catches receivers, 22 catches to the tight ends, to the main players anyways. That's 50-50, as much as you can get, 50-50. So the tight ends are a big part. They got some athletic tight ends. They got some 6'5" guys, just like the Mountaineers have some 6'5" guys. So Laughlin and Paul Day. It's a game. Virginia Tech's got some athletes now. They got some big old boys. They got some tough guys. They have a history. They have pride. And their pride is good. They're going to be coming after us. That's what makes it such a great rivalry. Because both have had success and both have fought to the end. Defensively, now they want to put pressure on the quarterback. They have 9 sacks. 9 sacks. Yeah, that is really pretty special when you think about. I mean, they got some guys in there. And I'm going to show you it all. They got a middle linebackers. How Holyfield, he's 245 pounds. They got him lined up against a slot receiver trying to cover him. I mean, they think that this guy is pretty special. He's a leading tackler. He's got 23 tackles, 3 TFLs, and a sack. Dax, that's his name. Number 4, middle linebacker. Watch for him. They got some DBs. They got some corners. They're going to do a lot, like you see the Pittsburgh Panthers did. They're going to do a lot of putting pressure, trying to get to JT Daniels, trying to work the edges of those tackles, trying to go ahead and do some one-on-ones with our receivers. What a challenge. Once again, what a way to go. I want someone to challenge me one-on-one. Me versus you. I love it. Me versus you. I may not win every time, but I'm going to fight every time. And I'm going to go as hard as I can to the whistle. Yeah. Yeah. That's what this game is all about. But you got to play smart. A controlled rage. Special teams, offense, defense. A controlled rage. What is a controlled rage? Well, it's a rage, number 1, but you're also thinking clearly. You're thinking clearly, and you're knowing how to use your fundamentals. You're not forgetting what the snap count is. You know how to go ahead and block and keep your hands in so you don't get a holding call. Because what you're doing is what Neil Brown said is that the Mountaineers have to do is to focus on the small things. Because when you focus on the small things, the easier things become easier. And when you can do the easy things easier, usually leads to W's, the wins, the victories. Should I say it leads to V's? V is for victory, not V is for Virginia Tech. Yeah. You got to play a clean game. No penalties. You cannot have turnovers. We need to create, as Mountaineers, when I say we're talking Mountaineers, need to create turnovers. In Blacksburg, you need to create turnovers. You need to change the field position. Turnovers, special teams, you need to win that battle. They have good. I already said about their kicker. They got a punter. Their punter, half his punts He's had 17 punts, almost half have gone inside the 20-yard line. He's had 4 punts of 50 yards or greater. We're going to have to be good. We're going to have to be good. We need to force them to make mistakes. We need to create the heat in their own backyard. We've already been to Pitt. We've already played in front of the largest crowd in Pittsburgh history. Already been on national TV this year. We've already been there. Don't think the Hokies have. Doesn't matter. We need to go out and play the Mountaineer style game. We need to go out and play physical, a controlled rage. Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to tell you this one last thing. So go ahead and we break this down. We're going to start with special teams first. There's nothing better. There's no greater honor than to go into Plattsburgh and go in there and come out victorious with the Black Diamond Trophy. There's no greater honor in college football than protecting the honor, the WV on your helmet, your shoulder pads, on your pants. Young brothers, be prepared. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. It's Virginia Tech, for crying out loud. The battle cry has risen and the standard has been set. And it's time, young brothers, for you to go make a statement. Special teams, right after this message from Parmar and the Mountaineer Tap House in Morgantown.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that golden boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Where do the true gold and blue faithful go for the best in beer, burgers, pizza, wings, and more? It's the Mountaineer Tap House on the Evansdale campus. Mountaineer Tap House features well over 40 craft beers on tap, plus the best appetizers, salads, burgers, wings, pizza, and tacos the University City has to offer. Enjoy their exclusive craft cocktails too. Dine on the balcony or chill out inside with walls and walls of TVs. Follow Mountaineer Tap House on social media. Mountaineer Tap House, second floor above the Parmar store on the Evansdale campus.
It may be a new coaching staff, but special teams are still special in Blacksburg. Will Ross, the redshirt junior kicker, he's 5 for 5 in the season in field goals, but more importantly, he's 4 from 4 from 40 through 49 yards, with a long being a 49-yarder. He is money, man, right down the middle, especially in Blacksburg. When talking special teams, you have to include punter Peter Moore. This redshirt sophomore is averaging 43 yards per punt. Wow, half of them inside the 20, and he has 4 punts of 50 or greater. But I want you to see this. Good hang time, but look, he's got 4 Hokies that are covering down. They like their special teams in Blacksburg, and that means they like to win. How do the Mountaineers change their luck in Blacksburg? Get turnovers. Right here. Make DJ Harvey. Redshirt freshman. Right here. Get nervous. Get a muff punt. Drop the ball, but then they better make sure they pounce on the ball. That's how you change your luck. Special teams are still special in Blacksburg. Now, let's move over to the offense. Grant Wells, the quarterback, is the leader. But the Hokies want to run the ball. They're averaging 40 rushes per game and only 3 yards per rush. They had a few big clips that I'll show you against Boston College. But the main thing is that offensive line is not getting it done. And what they like to do is they like to down block, called gap blocking, and then pulling offensive linemen around. And what that does is that leads right into what the Mountaineers are good at, and that's penetration with the defensive line, with those bandits. Penetration for TFLs, penetration for sacks, or at least quarterback pressure. Dante Stills, Jordan Jefferson, Sean Martin, Taj Alston. All those guys have that opportunity to make it some hay here. I think they really fit right in well with the strength of the Mountaineer defense. But Grant Wells, he can extend plays with his legs, and he's 65% completion percentage in the throwing game. So he's pretty accurate. He about 226 yards per game. He can hurt you. I think they're just starting to feel the offense. The offense is getting better than when it started out against Old Dominion, and you can see that they're improving. Really getting those tight ends involved. Half of the receptions go to the tight ends in the passing game. The other half, obviously, to the receivers. And you'll see some running backs in and out, getting some swing passes or releases. But the Mountaineers, if they shut down the run, if they get that TFLs, if they make those chains second and long instead of second and medium or short, if they can do that, they have an excellent chance of getting this Hokie offense off the field, and that bodes well for the Mountaineers for a victory in Blacksburg. Check out this Hokie offense. They want to run the ball. They're only averaging 3 yards per rush, man. They're not getting it done with the offensive line right now. But here against Boston College, you're going to see Keyshawn King rip off a 65-yarder. Now, they have 3 running backs, the Hokies, that is, and Keyshawn King did not play against the Wofford Terriers. Don't know what's up. We'll see if he's going to play here. Watch the blocking here. You're going to have the tight end go down, tackle comes down the X block, center pulls around, picks up the backer, and Keyshawn King is off to the races. This BC Eagle DB not catching him. Let's take a look here. Watch the blocking here because the defensive line and linebackers, the Mountaineers, have to understand this. Tight end goes down, tackle's coming out. They call it the X block. And then you're going to see the center pull around for the backer. And all Keyshawn King needs is one hole, and he's gone. Danger, man, danger. Running back here, Jalen Holston, number 0. The Hokies, they like 2 tight ends. They like 3 tight ends. I'll tell you, they really have their tight ends involved in the game. But you're going to see here, you're going to see tight end and then a wing. And watch this. Watch the front side guard, backside guard, pull around. Again, they like to pull their offensive linemen. Not sure how athletic they are, but Jalen Holston get around because he's going to use his speed right here. Watch the O-line come up. Nice job they do, but I'm not sure they can do it consistently. And Grant Wells, the quarterback and the runner that he is, they like to set him up with running plays such as the quarterback draw. The defensive lineman, they got to fill their rushing lanes, and the backers have to be able to pick him up, or he's going to do this and eat him up all day long. About Virginia Tech having problems in the run game, and here's a couple plays to demonstrate it. You're going to see the offensive linemen are pulling with the tight end, and Boston College is penetrating with the defense. That's what the Mountaineers have to do. This defensive line, the strength of the Mountaineers, has to penetrate and get through. Again, let's watch it. You see the split zone here. Once again, you see that penetration come through, and they're short for the first down. And the last play I want to show you right here, you're going to see this. You see that tight ends are in the backfield. Look at that penetration. This fits in for the Mountaineer defense for success. The defensive line has to penetrate, has to get TFLs and sacks. Down the passing game, Grant Wells, good quarterback, 65% completion percentage, throwing about 226 yards per game. Here's the number 12, Redshirt junior Stephen Gosnell, 8 receptions on the season. Here's the funny thing. Tight ends are split. 22 receptions for tight ends, 22 receptions for the 3 starting receivers because the Hokies like to move the pocket around. Watch Grant Wells here. He's going to roll to his left after the play action, and he's going to catch Stephen Gosnell down. He's pretty accurate on the run. Mountaineers definitely have to defend and keep contained. Our tight ends are heavily involved in the blocking game, but also in the receiving game. Check out Connor Blumik right here. This 6'5", 230-pounder is athletic and can move, and he also can play quarterback with a Wildcat. Watch the trick plays. Watch him here. He's out. Hey, open tackler misses. Open tackler misses. Mountaineers defense has definitely got to be secure and make sure they tackle these Hokies in the open field. And what you have to be careful about Grant Wells is he's good and crafty in the pocket. He feels it, and he can escape and extend the play with his legs. He feels the pressure, runs right to that arm tackle, and then a second one, getting the first down. He's a competitor. And as I said, Grant Wells can throw the ball. Watch this play here to Caleb Smith, the redshirt senior, right down the sideline. It's a one-handed catch right there. Nicely thrown ball, right in stride. That is excellent, excellent ability. The Mountaineers corners have to be on top of their game. Well, let's watch in the red zone here. All you're going to see Caleb Smith, the senior, do a scroll route. He goes in and then he goes out, fakes out the DB. See him up top? Oh, look at that. In and out. We call that squirrel, man. That is the Hokies offense in a nutshell. The Mountaineers have to stop the run, have to drive behind that line of scrimmage, win that LOS, man. If they can do that and stop the run and make the Hokies one-dimensional, make Grant Wells have to throw the ball to beat the Mountaineers, I think that takes them out of their comfort zone. One-dimensional, like I said. Now, let's move on to this Hokey defense, because this Hokey defense is tough. They're full athletic, and they want to put pressure. They have 9 sacks. They're only giving up 206 yards a game in total defense, 42 on the ground. That's average, 42 yards. Wow, that is some tough defensive playing there, and they like to penetrate, just like the Mountaineer defense does. They want to penetrate, and they're going to do man, they're going to do zone. They're going to put pressure. They're going to show disguises. They're going to try to confuse JT Daniels. And JT Daniels, along with Bryce Ford Wheaton, along with Zach Frazier, along with Tony Mathis, the leaders of this offense, Sam James, and all the rest of the brethren follow him, and they have to execute no penalties, no illegal procedures. Small things, focus on the larger things. Make it easier to win. Let's take a look here at this Hokey defense. The Mountaineer offensive line, the tackles and guards, are going to have to worry about this guy. Taiwan Garbutt, redshirt senior, 6'1", 255, puts pressure on the quarterback, makes TFLs in the backfield all the time. He's disrupting. He's an excellent player. He gets after the ball. He gets off quickly off the line of scrimmage. Now watch Garbutt. He's up top right now. One side or the other. He'll play both sides. Both tackles have to be ready. Putting the pressure on. Yeah, making him go down. Watch him here now. Watch him penetrate. Through the shoulders, man. He goes corners, makes the tackle, causes a fumble, disruptor. Watch this. He's a one-man wrecking crew. Look at the corners. If you work the corners of an offensive lineman, you take away from his power base. Same thing right here. Look at this. I'm telling you, right now, the offensive line has to be ready because he is a tough dude, and he knows it. Beats the tackle straight up. All it is a swim move, man. Knock the hands down. Easy pickings. And how about one more time? Right around the edge. Coming. Not a chance. Smokes him. Yeah. Tackles, beware. Look at that. He's pretty good with his hands. Gets those hands right around the tackle. Excellent job. Now, I want you to check out this middle linebacker, Dax Hollifield. 6'1", 245, redshirt senior. He's going to go ahead. He's going to cover right here, the slot receiver here. 245 pounds, covering a slot. Almost impossible, but this is what they ask him to do one-on-one. He's the leading tackler, 23 tackles. He has 3 TFLs. He's all over the field. Forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, pass breakups. He's a player. Taiwan Garbutt is not the only player here. You see Caleb Cole up top here, 6'3", 241-pound sophomore, looking good right around the edge. Disruptions. This Hokey defense, they want to put the pressure. TFLs, sacks, quarterback hurries. That's why they're only giving up 42 yards in the run, 159 yards in the pass. Watch the secondary. They show 2 safeties high. They will go 1 safety high. They will try to disguise. They will go man coverage with pressure, and they also do zone as well. Watch right here how they attack. They're an attacking defense. They want to put pressure on the offense here. You see a simple release pass, and Keontae Jenkins, the Sam linebacker, 6'3", 214 pounds. He can run. This is the type of athlete on that Hokey defense. in a nutshell, this Hokey defense, they want to put the pressure on the offense. They got 9 sacks on the season. They want TFLs. They want to force the quarterback out of the pocket, scrambling around because their DBs and linebackers are athletic. This is one athletic, one fast defense. Again, they're only giving up 42 yards against the rush in 3 games, man. 159 in the passing, 206 total yards on defense on the average. That is a defense that likes to play. JT Daniels, offensive line, running backs, wide receivers, all need to be on the same page, or this is going to happen. A Hokey getting in the way. Well, that is special teams, offense, and defense for the Virginia Tech Hokies. For the Mountaineers, traveling down to Plattsburgh, they have to play a pretty tight, sharp, good game. That means on special teams, you have to win the field position. You have to be able to kick the field goals and score. You have to go ahead and try to create turnovers and not give any up. That's what you have to make your own luck. Offensively, the Mountaineers, they got to keep that defensive front off of JT Daniels. Don't let them interfere with his rhythm. Rushing-wise, Tony Mathis, C.J. Donaldson, Justin Johnson Jr., let's go. Let's get up there. Quick decisions. Follow your offensive linemen. Offensive linemen, get up there. Work your combos. Get up to the second level for the linebackers and wide receivers. Make the plays. Big plays. I think you're going to get some man coverage. I think you're going to have some one-on-one opportunities. Bryce Ford Wheaton, Sam James, KP. Yeah, Caden Prather. That's it. You have to get ready to go. Flawless football and offense. Don't turn the ball over. Smart decisions. Playing with a rage. Defensively, defensive line. Man, I think this is a game for you, Dante. I think it's a game for you, Jordan Jefferson. I think it's a game for you, Taj Alston. I think it's a game for you, Sean Martin, Jared Bartlett, Liddell Carr. I think this is a game for you to go ahead and get some TFLs, put pressure on Grant Wells, the quarterback, and pretty much strangle him. Strangle him. Make sure you're keeping contained because he can escape. Make sure you're filling your rushing lanes because Grant Wells can escape. Watch for the draws. Watch for the Wildcat. Watch for something crazy down there. Watch, because I don't believe that they're as good as you, the Mountaineers. And when that happens, trick plays will come into effect. Trick plays will be tried because I think they have to equalize the odds. I'm going to say this now. Offense, defense, special teams. Last time, you have to play with a controlled rage. A controlled rage. You have to play smart. You have to be prepared. You have to embrace the violence of the game within the rules, within those white lines. Kind of a throwback. Old school. It's that type of rivalry. You already had one, the Pitt Panthers. You got another one going down there. Trust me, going down, it's going to be crazy. But you're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. It's big game experience. And really, that's why you're playing big Power 5 football, so you can enjoy that type of game. So, go down to the Blacksburg. Offensive lineman, I want you to block. I want you to get up to the second level. I want you to give it every single extra effort you have. Running backs, I want you to run. I want you to run through arm tackles. I want you to be smart, be controlled. Know where the first down markers are. Know where you're at on the field. Wide receivers, one-on-one. What are you thinking about, right? How do you beat those one-on-one? Zone, where do you sit down? Tight ends, get involved, get open so JT Daniels can go ahead and throw you the ball. Make sure you're blocking as well as the offensive lineman. JT Daniels, man, it's your game. It's your game. This is what it is. Thursday night, national TV. This is what you want. I understand it. Very good. Defensively, go ahead, make those tackles. No arm tackles, body tackles, form tackling, open field tackling, breakdown, bend your knees, be in a football position. Defensive line, get that penetration to the offensive line. Work those angles. Don't go right down the middle of them. Work the angles where they don't have their power base. Linebackers, know your keys. Understand them. Those offensive linemen are pulling. They're blocking down, pulling, and you got holes that could be filled through. Attack that running. They're not happy with their run game. They're not confident in their run game. The box, win the box. Keep them to that 3-yard mark or less. And then control Grant Wells. Control him because he can hurt you if you let him use his legs. One-dimensional, stop the run, make Grant Wells beat you because it's not that he can't beat you. I believe that you're taking away the run, you're making them one-dimensional, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on him. Blood and guts, man. Blood and guts. That is what this game is about. The Black Diamond Trophy. Blood and guts. Yeah. Let's go, Mountaineers. Let's go, young brothers. The Gridiron Warriors are prepared, and they embrace the physicality of the game. A bad disposition to your foes. And Thursday night, Virginia Tech is your foe. And that, my friends, is your Wolfman's call for the Virginia Tech breakdown. Sponsored by Parmar Stores. For there's not one near you now, there will be soon. And Artisan Grange Company. Switch to hemp, just the dip. Do it the AGC way. Artisan Grange Company hemp. And the Tap House in Morgantown. Fine food, fine spirits, all the TVs you want to watch your favorite team. That's it, my friends. Let's go, Mountaineers. Take it to them. Hail, West Virginia.
Hi, my name's James Emitter, and I'm from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. And when I'm back home in the Pittsburgh area, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that gold and blue pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Where do the true gold and blue faithful go for the best in beer, burgers, pizza, wings, and more? It's the Mountaineer Tap House on the Evansdale campus. Mountaineer Tap House features well over 40 craft beers on tap, plus the best appetizers, salads, burgers, wings, pizza, and tacos the University City has to offer. Enjoy their exclusive craft cocktails too. Dine on the balcony or chill out inside with walls and walls of TVs. Follow Mountaineer Tap House on social media. Mountaineer Tap House, second floor above the Parmar store on the Evansdale campus.